Greg and I have, you know, some kind of voice, some kind of platform. We've got our audience here. They're great. They're on the socials. Um, what what can we do that we're not doing? What have we done? What did we do wrong before? And what did we do right?
I mean,
three different things there.
Yeah, I think the I don't know if I'll directly answer the questions in a neat way.
Okay.
But what I would say is I will answer them, but not in an organized way. What I would say is
it's okay.
Online community is important, and having networks that can operate amongst themselves and amplify messages is really critical. And we've seen that in the context of Ukraine, both in terms of strictly messaging, which has been really important for organizing international support, both individuals donating to Ukraine and states feeling pressure to send stuff to Ukraine. And we've seen that in the context of American political mobilization on both sides. People feel very engaged in their networks. What I would say is also then the problem with this stuff, this engagement stuff, is it is like an episode of Black Mirror, and you're supposed to just sit there pressing the buttons and hoping that it's all like, oh, I sent an angry tweet and now America is safe. It's not. And I think the message that we're seeing from the other side is what they are telling us is you are on your own to fix it. It has been the message from the core of the more extremist part of the Conservative Party for 40 years. It has now taken over the body of the electorate from that side, which is this idea that government should do nothing for you, and it will not, mostly. So prepare for that. And in the good and bad ways, be prepared for managing crisis on your own. I think all of us should always be doing it in the Red Dawn way, not the Walking Dead way. But our country doesn't really give a shit about civil preparedness in any way. Other countries do, and they print their stuff in English. Look at the Swedish manual, look at the Finnish manual, look at the materials published by the Lithuanians. Like, what should you actually be thinking through in terms of preparation for crisis, especially in the context of like hybrid attacks? There's lots of things you can do on the strictly crisis preparedness side. But this other piece, which is the engagement in the online life is illusion, and it does not matter beyond the organization in the most basic form. We all need to understand a bit more, which is to say communities need to do things. There was a good op-ed from I think it was in the Mississippi Free Press or something like this. But from a dude who was basically like, okay, bros, we all voted to not have government. So you Mr. Warrior Man need to step up. And what are you doing to save your community when there's nobody coming to save you? And I think thinking in that way is important for two ways. One, we are going to need safety nets that are going to start disappearing. And I don't think people are prepared for this. We live in a country where even if you don't like the police on the right wing or left wing sense of that, it is there when it is needed. Even if you don't want the government, quote unquote, to do things, it responds to crisis. It finds ways to solve problems. If the bridge collapses, it gets rebuilt, these types of things. Just everybody needs to be more comfortable with the idea that the government is not going to solve the crisis because it's telling you it's not going to. And whether that's true or not, you better fucking listen. And I think that also means the positive version of that very negative space is just fucking take action on your own. Assume that there is not going to be anybody else doing it, whatever the it is, and do it yourself. Because right now, the reason that really disruptive and destructive forces are dominating so heavily in our American political life is that they are offline also organizing in ways that no one is paying attention to. And understanding that all of that action matters, that you can change things while no one is paying attention to what the hell is going on, is a tactic and a strategy that I think more Americans need to be prepared to embrace. Not in a disruptive burn the government down way, by the way, but in a there are ways to fix your community, to change laws, to organize action, to protect your neighborhood, whatever it is, that don't involve waiting for some imagined city council somewhere to fix the problems for you. We in DC have gotten quite good at this, as our government in this city is always moderately dysfunctional, since any member of Congress can like reach in and do something crazy anytime they feel like it. There's a lot of community-based organization and action just to make basic stuff function, which is hard to see from outside the city. But I think those two things, kind of thinking what it means when government stops doing what you expect it to do, understanding what that's actually going to mean for you, your family, your social safety net sense, which you're not going to call that in your head. Like, you're not a person who ever needs help, of course, but you know, if there's another pandemic, is anybody going to make you a vaccine? Like, it's a pretty fair question at this point with the people we have lined up in front of us. Are they going to pay for that vaccine? Good question. I don't know. I think really embracing the idea that we may be living in not the Walking Dead world, but some version of a semi-functional, non-government based universe is where we're headed toward right now, unless things really change. And I don't mean this in a it's all over, like we're doomed way,
Right. But
you got to start thinking about the tactics of how you repair it now before it is actually too late. And I'm so frustrated, again, not as a Democrat, I can't really criticize the Democratic Party, but like, where's the fucking Democrats for Sheriffs campaign? Like, every sheriff position in the country is occupied by a person with a QAnon mug. Okay, not every, but let's call it 80%, right?
Not the one in Ulster County, New York, I have to say.
There you go. Like where are the run for things people that are pointing everyone toward these very strategic jobs? I don't know, but I'm very frustrated about everything that just happened in this election, and I really don't think we as a country are ready for what we have just voted
done to ourselves
for. Yeah.